Let's talk about something really important. What if I told you the most crucial subject for student success isn't even on the curriculum? We're talking about mental health. And look, it's not some side issue anymore. It is the foundation for all learning.
Get this number in your head, 1 in 7. The World Health Organization tells us that's how many adolescents globally are dealing with a mental health disorder. And let's be clear, this isn't some small minority. We're talking about classrooms full of students who are silently struggling.
But here's the real kicker, right? The real problem? Our schools, for the most part, only react after a crisis hits. We wait for everything to fall apart. It's a system built on reaction, not prevention, and honestly, that's incredibly dangerous. You see, things like anxiety or depression, they don't just show up out of the blue. There are always warning signs that build up over time. You might see grades start to slip, a student pulling away from their friends, maybe they're more irritable or just tired all the time. These are the subtle clues, the early warning shots that something's wrong.
And why are we missing them? Because we have this tendency to just brush it all off. We say, oh, that's just normal teenage behavior. But it's not. These are cries for help. And by dismissing them, we are fundamentally failing our kids. That's the breakdown, right there.
Okay, I know what you're probably thinking. Wait a minute, won't monitoring invade their privacy? It's a fair question, and probably the biggest one people have. Let's get right into it.
And the answer is a firm no. Not if we do it right. See, there's this myth that monitoring is about diagnosing or slapping labels on kids. That's not it at all. The reality is, ethical monitoring is all about early risk detection. It's about spotting a student who might be struggling so we can offer support before it becomes a crisis. It's about helping, not labeling.
In fact, think about it this way. Schools already monitor all sorts of things, right? We monitor attendance because if a student isn't showing up, that's a problem.
We track grades pretty obsessively, don't we? It's totally standard to step in when we see them start to fall.
We even do physical health checkups, vision tests, hearing tests, to make sure they have the physical tools they need to learn.
So here's the billion-dollar question. Why should mental health, which, by the way, directly impacts all three of those things, be ignored? It just doesn't make any sense. We're ignoring the one thing that affects everything else. And believe me, the cost of doing nothing is huge.
So, when you put it all together, it becomes crystal clear. This isn't just some passing trend.
It's not a luxury item, something nice to have for well-funded schools.
No. If we are actually serious about student success, then this is absolutely non-negotiable.
At the end of the day, it's simple. Prevention is always more effective than crisis management. We have a choice. We can either build a fence at the top of the cliff, or we can just keep parking an ambulance at the bottom. To me, the choice is pretty obvious.